just wanted to make sure we're both in the screen while you're
Milky.
mixing your what are you mixing today?
I have chocolate chia pudding and some whipped cream, homemade whipped cream.
Homemade.
Homemade. Homemade tastes way better.
That means it's better.
It does. Homemade always tastes better. But yeah,
What do you have in your big keg there?
that's just water.
Oh, is it just water? Oh, good for you. Look at you.
I have a straw for it. I know.
Tim Hortons is welcome to be a sponsor.
I was gonna do a coffee when you were like, "Oh, do you want anything else?" I was like, because I normally do 2 cups of coffee, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do one. Just gonna do one today. See how it goes.
There you go. And we got chocolate milk on sale. Oops. Oh. Decline.
I was gonna say I did get chocolate milk.
It's on sale. You can't pass it
I
up.
couldn't resist the chocolate milk. That I did get.
Yeah, and I'm eating leftover chicken.
Oh my goodness! I can put my straw in this.
Oh, I got a straw and everything.
Yeah, I did got these for us. Costco had them on clearance. For I think you got them for like $10 or something. They were normally like 20
Oh, okay.
or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but we thought it'd be good for the summer because they're supposed to be like they're just for cold stuff.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, oh, with summer coming up, you need something that.
Swiss Chalet chicken. Swiss Chalet is welcome to be a sponsor as well.
Yes, because we're so big and popular. Swiss Chalet's gonna be like, come.
Yeah, let's get in front of their audience. But we did break 660 subscribers. So thank you, first of all, for being here. If you're watching or doing it on the rewatch or whatever, thank you. Please
Be sure to
leave
bring a
comment.
snack. Because apparently we always eat when we do these things.
Yeah, we do. We like to snack while we're here. And, leave a comment. Just saying hi if you want to. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
And thank you for subscribing.
Yeah.
to
And
our
following,
channel.
watching,
Yeah.
and commenting.
And asking any questions, because we'll happily give our 2 cents.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm popular.
She keeps getting random calls during our stuff. She's so rude.
At least I changed the ringtone to Nutcracker.
I was gonna say I do like the ringtone.
Yeah. It's a little softer. It's not quite as annoying as the regular one. Like, even when I hear it on a movie or a TV show, I'm like, oh, is my phone ringing? Pavlov's dogs, right? It's like I've been conditioned. We're so easily conditioned
Yeah, we are.
as humans.
We were just talking about that with Ayanda the other day. What was I saying now? Oh, I don't remember, but I was talking about the Pavlovian like effect and just like you're so conditioned to just respond to things. Or like, I was talking about the cats.
Oh, okay.
And of course, like
They
anytime
get their routine.
well, they get their routine, but like any cat owner, typically, like when you have kittens in particular, because both my cats have had since kittens, you have a little spritz bottle, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
they like, you kind
They
of
don't
train.
like that.
They don't like that, and you don't usually do much. You just do enough
No.
just so they go. Like
Sometimes you get to the point where you just threaten.
well, that's the thing. No, but I don't. I always did it. When I did it, I would always go. I'd make the noise. So now I don't even have to. I haven't had spray bottles since they grew out of being a kitten.
right.
Now that they're like bigger, and I just go, but the response still happens. Sometimes
Right.
Charles, I joke because I was talking, I know like Charles will sometimes be like, as if he's getting sprayed in the face. I'm like, there's no
Oh my
water.
gosh, I'm
You
so
have no
wet."
water coming at you.
Right.
He's been so conditioned from me doing like that he's like will just be like instinctually like,
How's my face? Is it wet?
is it wet? Am I okay? Am I dry?
Oh, she got me again. Oh, goodness. Yeah, it's funny how they get conditioned like that. But again, as humans, we get conditioned too.
Yeah,
I'm getting sauce all over my fingers.
that's okay.
It's so good. They say it's better to eat with your hands and fingers. Because you don't eat as much.
I heard that it's another sense and sensory thing.
Because your body's actually touching it.
I eat with my hands a lot to
Yeah.
the point where like I almost. I mean, I do now.
I do too. To the point where Papa at a restaurant will be like, you're eating with your hands.
At
I'm
a
like,
restaurant, I don't eat with my hands as much, but when I'm at home, I mean, obviously, like, if you're eating fries or something or whatever, I eat, but
But Papa will pick up a fork to eat fries. I'm
No.
like, no, I'm eating fries
no,
with my fingers.
that's weird. That's weird. That's red flag behavior.
Red flag behavior.
I'm sorry.
I mean, he doesn't criticize me often
It's like
about it, but
it's like when people eat their pizza with a knife and fork.
or a chocolate bar.
Chocolate bar. And like there are some situations I can understand because like Namusa, like because of her jaw stuff,
Oh, okay.
she had to like cut stuff up because she had to have it in small pieces because she couldn't bite down. So I'm
Oh,
not. So
that's
in some
different.
situations like that makes sense.
Yeah, of
And
course.
I get that. So I'm like, I'm not trying to be like everyone's red flag when they do that. But I mean, like, if you, generally speaking, if you're just doing it, I don't know. I guess I don't want to yuck anyone's.
It'd
just
be
wanna-
weird though if like she had to do it with weird stuff like a bun, you know,
Yeah.
cut up a bun in small pieces and eat it that way, right? But yeah, I'll eat vegetables, like cooked vegetables with
Yeah.
my fingers and stuff. And definitely I do it more at home, not as much out, but I will do it out too, where it's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, if, depends on what I mean. Obviously, like if I have ribs, wings, chips, like things that you would typically eat with your hands, I have no problem with. I find I don't eat as much with my hands. The things I would eat at home, like pancakes. Sometimes I'll eat pancakes with my hands.
I eat Eggos with my hands.
Yeah,
Because sometimes I'll just toast them up and just have them like a big Eggo cookie or
they are
whatever.
good.
They
I do-
are.
I do that too. Sometimes I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna nibble.
Exactly.
I don't cut it out for myself like I do the kids. I often don't use a knife. Like I often will use a fork for a lot of stuff, unless like I literally can't use anything but a
Yeah.
knife. But
Like a
even
good
then, sometimes
steak needs a
sometimes
knife.
I'll cut a piece off and then I'll just pick up the food and I'll just eat bites out of it. I'll just make it finger sized so that I can hold it.
Right, yeah. And my family, my brothers and sisters, we've often observed that we eat things right to the bone. Like if there's a steak, if there's a pork chop, if there's a rib, we eat all the meat off the bone. And yet a lot of people will just eat a little bit.
Right?
And I'm like, there's some good meat there. I feel like, what's his name? Oh, he played Boba Fett in the original Star Wars. Or, yes, not Star Wars, Star Wars. And, was he in Terminator? He may have been, too. Or not Terminator, Predator. Anyways, he's on Arrested Development doing acting lessons for not Joe, but
Okay.
Dr. Funke. And he's like portraying as a starving artist type thing. So he goes to one of their functions, and he's like picking up chicken bones. He's like that have been eaten, and he's like, "I take those home. This makes a good soup. You add a little onion and a little celery. You got yourself a little."
She's not wrong.
I know, right?
She's not wrong. I mean, I don't know if I would go that far.
Yeah. It's like, oh my god.
You're so
Like,
right.
He's always got these money-saving ways of getting groceries and stuff
I mean,
like that.
when you're a starving artist, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
I mean, he tells like Dr. Funke, I'll give you that one for free kind of thing. It's like, that's not part of my acting lesson.
That's so funny. That's I know we were talking when people don't eat stuff. I remember going out with a friend of mine. This was many, many years ago. I still worked at Best Buy, but we went like across the street to the Boston Pizza there,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and she ordered chicken. Now I don't remember if she ended up getting boneless or not, but she must not have. She got. I think they only had bone in.
Okay.
And the way she nibbled, like it was like she just ate because they were breaded wings.
Okay.
And it was like she just ate the breading and then was like, okay, I'm so full. I was like, I was staring at them like, you cannot tell me that you were just eating that. Like,
Yeah, you're not
that's
even
like
touching the
that's like
protein.
4 good bites of meat on each of those wings that you just said. I don't like that bird died for nothing. You are
Exactly.
disgracing that animal because you are not actually eating.
Disrespectful.
You're not eating anything on it. I was just like,
Yeah.
I remember coming home telling him like, I just saw the worst thing in my entire life. Like, who does that? And it's just like, and not only that, but she got a small amount. No, granted, she was a smaller girl.
Yeah,
Obviously, whatever.
So just like 10 wings or something.
Yeah, nothing crazy. I think she ate half of them, but I was still blown away. It was like, you honestly, I told her like they were
Disrespectful.
so there were so little eaten off of them, you could replate that to someone else and they would have no damn idea that anyone else ate them previously. No idea.
That's sauce them up again. You're good to go.
100%. That's what I said. You could just sauce them up and give them some else, and they think these are brand new, fresh wings. There's like that was how little she ate off them.
Oh my
It always
God.
blew my mind. I was like, I started to like stare, but I didn't say anything when I had it. I was like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah,
What is wrong with you?
Because there was one time we went to Montana's when they had their all-you-can-eat rib night or whatever, and I went out with Ryan, and I know there were a couple other people, not family members, and we were looking at each other when they were eating the ribs because there was so much left.
Oh.
You know, meanwhile I'm taking a rib, sticking it in my
Yeah,
mouth,
you'll-
and cleaned. You know,
You gotta take the whole thing off.
exactly. And my brother Ryan went, impressive.
And you can crack it if you want, and you can do the
Yeah, suck the marrow out.
if you want to go that far. I
Yeah.
don't usually do that far. At
No,
least
neither do I. But apparently it's supposed to be very good for you.
It's supposed to be very good for you. I usually don't go that far, but
Because I leave a little bit of the white when I peel an orange. Because the white part
I always like
of
the
the
white part.
orange actually is one of the few
Natural
natural ways of getting vitamin K.
yeah,
And we need that. It's for good skin.
it's good skin.
So I leave a little white. A lot of people will peel it all off. I don't want any of the white.
Yeah,
But
that's what the kids do, and I'm always like, well, let's leave a little bit on because it's good for you.
Yeah.
Look fine, but they really don't like it. But I'll eat it. I love it. It's bitter, and I like bitter foods, so
It is
I
bitter.
love it.
Yeah. And I leave it on a few pieces so that I have a few pieces where I just enjoy the juicy orange. But I do keep it on because I'm since I learned that, I'm like, yeah, I want some vitamin K. I want nice skin. People are always asking me, what do you do for nice skin? Well, part of it is I eat the white of the orange. I'm sure that's
Eat the white.
yeah,
so.
I'm sure that's not the only thing that's keeping it nice, but it's a contributing factor. Today I have raspberries.
I've
I've finished my chicken, so I've moved on to raspberries. So if you see some red sort of bobble things coming up to my mouth, that's a
Red
raspberry. Red bobbles. These are nice big
I
raspberries.
was gonna say
too.
when I was looking at them, like those are big raspberries you have.
Very good. Nice. I love fruit.
So do I. Fruit's good. Yeah, I have frozen fruit in here.
Yeah, exactly.
Frozen fruit's good too.
Can be in certain things. If you just take a bag of frozen strawberries out and start eating them, they don't taste like strawberries. Like, there's the strawberry flavor, but they're like
The
mushy.
texture is different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Frozen blueberries are good though. If you've ever had just
Oh
frozen,
yeah, I have actually.
especially if you eat them frozen.
Cherries are supposed to be really good frozen.
Yeah.
You eat 2 cherries a day, and pain will go away. I got to get more cherries
Cherries are
because
good.
they're like nature's Tylenol or something.
I think I've heard that. They also can make you poop a lot.
Yeah.
So, be mindful of that one.
yeah. Put 2 cherries a day.
That's not going to be too much
No, exactly.
Build up your tolerance. I love cherries.
Because I think Native Americans use pine needle tea it acts as an aspirin.
Oh, I think I've heard that actually. I saw the whole bunch of
So,
different things you could do.
You have a whole cocktail going on because when I was going through chemo, my doctor would say, take some aspirin, take some Tylenol. And I said, together? She's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, you can take both together. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
That's what they
cocktail she
did,
had for me.
For when I had my C-sections, like after they kind of like, sometimes they'll still give you some codeine, which I did have a little bit tight on your pain, but they're like usually like, oh, just, alternate, like you do kind of an alternate kind of double
she
up
had
kind
me
of thing or
Taking
whatever.
both, and then there was something else she threw in, I can't remember. And when I came out of surgery for it, because I had to have surgery, and after my chemo, and the nurse whispered in my ear, she gave you an extra shot of morphine, because you're really good.
You're really good. Morphine makes you feel so nauseous though.
Oh, not me. I love morphine. Like, when people talk about how, people are on morphine and then they can't get it anymore, so they often the street one they go to is heroin because it acts like morphine. I think they're in the same family as far as, the poppy seed and all that kind of stuff. And so I like when I saw something about it because like they were talking about homeless people in this particular area and a lot of them are heroin addicts and blah, 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 right? And I'm like, I totally get why you would become a heroin addict. Because when people mention morphine, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that.
See, I didn't like it either time I had it.
Demerol I did not react well to.
So I had morphine because they gave me That was the first thing they gave me, which I thought was kind of surprising.
They didn't start with Demerol because
No,
usually they do.
They gave me morphine mixed with gravel, is what they said.
Oh,
Which I was kind of, I don't know if procedures have changed or not, but
maybe, yeah.
that's what they gave me, and it did nothing. First of all, it barely did anything, and it made me feel so nauseous.
Well, you were in labor, right? When they did
Well,
that?
the first time they gave it to me, so I had 2 times. So the first time they gave it to me was when I had my Foley. So they gave me the Foley, and then I had to stay because my blood pressure was too high, so I couldn't leave that night.
Your Foley? What's that?
The Foley balloon.
Oh, the balloon. I know it is the balloon. Sorry, I didn't.
It's called
Yeah,
the
I've had
Foley.
the balloon.
The balloon. So that's what they did, but then I had to stay in the hospital.
They
'Cause,
didn't give me anything.
oh, really? They didn't initially give me anything, but then the pain was getting really bad. Like I was getting really bad cramps. So then we told the nurse, and she's like, "Okay, well, we can give you some morphine with gravel." It first of all barely did anything. And it
Well-
made me feel, even though they like, gave me gravel with it, they're like, oh, it has gravel on it because it can make you feel nauseous. It didn't help. I felt
never
nauseous.
had gravel with morphine. I had the balloon. They tried to put it in the first time they cut my cervix. I bled like a stuck pig.
God.
Like it was like a river of blood.
Instantly clenched my legs.
Because of course I was pregnant, so you have a
Well,
lot of
and
blood
there's a
there.
lot of blood,
and
yeah,
there's a
it's
lot
a
of blood
split
naturally
in
in
the
the cervix,
cervix.
and you're supposed to get it cut.
I mean-
it was an intern who was doing it, and the next time they wanted to do it, I said, "No fucking intern."
no.
I'm all for people learning, but not on me. Not in that
don't,
area.
Don't like you. No like.
So the next time I got the balloon in, put it in, great. No morphine, by the way. Just let's stick this in her and see if it works.
That's usually what they do because it's not really supposed to be a painful
So I
thing.
go out to where Papa's waiting for me in the room, and we're sitting there for a few minutes, and then I get the biggest labor pain I've ever had. I'm like, whoa, and I'm like, okay, well maybe it's starting.
Well, maybe it's working.
So Papa tucks me into bed. He walks me back to his room. He tucks me into bed. I say, go home, get well rested because it's probably starting. I'll call you,
Yeah, if things change.
if I go into full labor or whatever, right? Because, the beginnings of labor is usually pretty slow.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, yeah, okay, here's one. 20 minutes later, here's another. It's like, it's a waiting game.
Yeah.
So the next morning, I had a good night's sleep. I was surprised.
So not a good indicator.
Yeah. So the next morning, I told the doctor I was very excited. I had a labor pain, blah, blah, blah. He goes to check me. I had labored out the balloon and it was sitting in my vaginal cavity. It wasn't in my cervix.
I think I had done something like that with mine too.
I
'Cause I was
pushed it
like,
out. So it was just sitting there doing nothing all night long.
Yeah.
I'm like, you motherfuckers.
also, why aren't they having anyone check that? Like, shouldn't you be checking that overnight?
Yeah,
I don't know.
like check in on
I don't
me.
think
and
I don't
say,
think they
"Hey."
did that with mine though either. I think I did the same. I think I pushed mine out, and they're like, "Oh, great."
And it's like weird that they would do it at night. Like, let's not have her have a good night's sleep. If
Mine was at night though too, but I think it just depends on the person.
Hey, how are you? Do you want to be on our podcast? You can come and watch if you like. We have a silent customer or client or whatever we call these people that walk in randomly.
People's.
Do you see the sparkles in her hair?
Oh,
Aren't
you
those
got like
pretty?
it's a hair tinsel. Isn't that what you
Yeah,
call
hair
it?
tinsel. Yeah, it's
I've
really
seen
cool.
those. I've seen the
Yeah.
girls would like them.
Yeah, they would love those.
I should do it for
Yeah.
them this summer.
Yeah, she's gonna give me the name and number of the person, or give the person my name and number.
There's some
And-
connection circle
Yeah,
happening.
there's networking happening.
Networking, people, numbers, faces, places, things.
Would you like a raspberry?
She's got them, so they're nice and fresh.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I'm enjoying them. So, yeah, what else were we talking about?
Morphine.
Morphine.
Foley.
Yeah. And why you would become a heroin addict.
Well, you said why you would be.
Why I would be. Because I don't know if I've ever had morphine in, but I love it. I'm like, yeah, give me another shot.
Okay, she better not hurt
But
me.
Demerol, I can't do. Demerol, I have bad night terror kind of dreams.
I don't know if
And
they
I
ever
get
gave me
really,
any.
really sweaty, like I'm in the hottest sauna ever.
Maybe you should get them to give that to you anyways. That way you won't continue getting your morphine fix.
But it doesn't do anything for the pain. That's I just get the sweats and the night terrors, and that's it.
Well, something
The
else.
pain's still there.
Something else to focus on, I guess.
I suppose. But I woke up one time after getting that shot, and my sheets, you would think they had splashed a bucket of water on me.
Oh my god.
It's like, you know, like the sweats you get when you're
And
in,
we're like sick and stuff.
or when you're going through menopause, the night sweats
I
that you
mean, I
get.
haven't really experienced
You
that,
haven't
so
experienced
would
that.
not
I
know.
have. I'm through them for the most part
I was like
now.
thinking like when you get really sick and have a fever,
Yes,
and you
that's
get that
true.
night sweats.
Yeah, but those aren't even as bad as the menopause ones, right? The menopause ones. Did you get night sweats?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're worse than having a fever. Like as far as moisture, like you
So
wake
your
up and
wetness
your
level.
pajamas are soaked, your pillow is soaked, your sheets are soaked.
Everything's soaked.
It's like, did I wet myself?
or get
what?
those like waterproof sheets.
They do, yeah. They have them out and
Oh, do
they
they?
market them to people.
I just sweat a lot at night.
Oh,
I've
okay.
never met someone who like he just leaves a mark on the bed. I
Yeah,
don't know what
I've heard
he
that.
does.
A couple wives have talked with their husbands. Like, you can tell which pillow is
Oh,
his
100%.
because there's the head mark.
If you take off the bed, I have to like clean off the bed at some point. But like, if you take off our bed sheet to replace them, like I can tell what side of the bed sheet you sleep on. I can tell which side of the bed you sleep on. I can tell which pillows are yours. Like I'm like I don't know what you do at night.
yeah.
Like, are you rolling in dirt before you come
Yeah.
to bed? Because that's
Yeah, right.
literally what it looks like. It's disgusting.
Oh,
It's like,
my
how do I
goodness.
snuggle with you at night? I should
Yeah.
stop doing that.
You're kind of grimy.
You're kind of grimy, kind of gross. I mean, I love them. It's fine.
Yeah, of course.
Like-
yeah, but guys tend to do that more than I think women. I don't know because I
Like,
don't.
just
I
night
don't.
sweat?
Yeah, well, yeah, and leave marks.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
wonder what it is about their chemistry
Yeah,
or biology or
yeah,
whatever.
exactly. We sweat delicately and
That
not as
the
grimy
phrase,
as the
women
guys.
glow, isn't it? They
Yeah.
don't sweat,
Yeah,
they
we
glow.
glow. Yeah, exactly.
So our spots just glow with us. We don't leave marks.
No, we're not that disgusting.
Except for I am. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know, right? There's a lot going on in a female body that, most people are like, ooh.
It is what it is. The body is a gross thing when you think
It
about
is.
it realistically.
Well, it's a bag of fluid and meat.
we just sucked everything out. We would just flop to the ground like
Yeah.
a plastic bag.
And when we die, everything comes out.
Actually, I just learned the ultimate like depth the human body should be buried is 3 feet.
3 feet, because it's
Yeah.
usually 6 feet.
No, 6 feet is if you don't want the body to decompose. It's to keep like
Really?
So 3 feet is actually the optimal area. If you want your body to properly decompose, 3 feet. So
I
if you
learned something new today.
plan to do anything,
Because sometimes
It's in the
people will say I'm
forest.
3 feet deep, meaning they're half buried.
yeah, no.
Like, I think it's a term British people
I
use
never heard of
sometimes.
that, but yeah, 3 feet. That's the
That's the
if that 6 feet is below like the level
Or
of
the worms
where-
won't get
Well,
ya.
like worms, like the trees, decomposition, like where the earth like
Oh,
activity
okay.
happens.
Well, add that to my list.
I knew as soon as I saw, I knew you were gonna ask me about that. I was like, if I tell her, she's gonna be like, well, 3. I was already gonna. I was already.
I've prepped my kids for how I want to
I already
be buried.
planned. Yeah, I already planned. I was like, well, if I ever bury her, I guess I'm gonna have to do it 3 feet. So
Yeah.
it's a good thing I learned that information. Don't worry, I already had
Absolutely.
that in my head.
I want to go back to Mother Nature and become part of the
Yeah.
the cycle, because I was in the cycle here eating
Yeah.
other things, so
Yeah.
it's my turn to be eaten.
Yeah, no, but 6 feet is what they do to like I guess preserve.
Oh,
So no,
okay.
you don't want.
So some of these saints that they've tested, because that's a saint thing. If you don't decompose, it's a sign that you're a saint. So
Oh.
some of these saints may have been at that 6 foot level. And in Prague, almost every church had saint relics. Some of them had full coffins with a skeleton or partially decomposed skeleton.
I feel like if you
And I know in Montreal at the Basilica they have, I can't remember the saint, but they have his heart,
love
preserved.
just body parts.
and you walk by it, and it's
Yeah.
kind of cool, you know.
I love having human body parts just around. Why not?
Well, you walk in there, and there's all kinds of canes on the walls of people who've touched his coffin, and been cured instantly, and so they don't need their canes or walkers and stuff.
Interesting.
So they leave some of them there. So I touched it, but I was a kid, so
you're
what
like,
did I need?
I was perfect to begin with.
Exactly.
Perfect health at least.
I had scoliosis as a kid, but it had already been cured by then.
She was already walking, so she didn't need help.
Exactly.
It just gave you an extra boost.
Exactly. An extra boost, that's right. Because I'm not supposed to be able to walk.
Yes, you've told me many a
I'm
time.
supposed to be in a wheelchair, but
She was just too
I
determined.
I was like, fuck
She
that noise.
touched that heart and got right up.
No, there was no saints involved. It was a doctor who manipulated my back. And
yes.
I would cry a lot.
It would be painful. It's painful to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But he had a really cool wingback chair made for kids. And I love sitting in it in his waiting room.
That's cute. I love when they have furniture for children.
Yeah. And it was a
I
little
mean-
wingback chair. It was like so cute. It was like Friendly Giant. Do you remember that show?
Friendly Giant. I feel
Yeah.
that sounds
You
vaguely
remember?
familiar, but I don't
Okay.
know if I really fully remember.
He would
watching.
always set the chairs in front of the fireplace, and here's one for you, and here's one for your friend, or something like that. And it was really cute. And so it kind of reminded me of that little wingback chair, because he had, like, when you walked into his waiting room, it was like kind of like walking into a library. It was like dark green, and
Oh,
you
very
know, the
calm and relaxing.
yeah, and the little kid's wingback chair was leather, and he had a
Oh,
couple
fancy.
other adult comfy
Chairs for.
and there was a fireplace.
Wow.
I mean, there was never a fire, but there was a fireplace, because obviously it was in like an older home that he had converted to
Into like a
doctor's office. Yeah, exactly.
You don't see those very often now.
No, not very much anymore. Although a lot of the good houses down by the hospital have been taken over by medical stuff.
Yeah, or queens
Sad,
in general.
right? It's like, yeah, Queens. Yes, exactly.
Queens taking over.
The students are taking over.
Oh, they've been doing that for years.
Queensmas is coming up.
Oh,
Do you know what Queensmas is? That's a term that a good friend of mine, Diane, you know her, Grace, her daughter, calls it Queensmas, because the Queen students, usually they come from rich,
Yes.
well-moneyed
oh,
backgrounds.
because then they
And
leave.
they
all-
throw out everything onto the street because they don't want to move
I
it.
have heard them say that. I
And
was-
Grace has gotten a few good things. She's got some designer purses. And
Wow.
yeah, and it's like, holy jumping. So you go down
to
there.
go looking for a couch.
Yeah, because May is here. They're moving out, right? And
Yeah, I've already seen some of them leave because some of them, if they finish like early or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I've already seen
So
some unpacking.
It's called Queensmas. You scout downtown and you grab
And she's in
which
a
one.
good spot where she is because she's like just at the beginning of like where a lot of them are and be
Yeah.
dropping. So she's in a good spot.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, good time to scout for good stuff, because they've only used it for like a year, but they don't care. They're just gonna rebuy it next year,
Well,
or
especially
wherever they go.
a lot of the international
Yeah,
students
exactly.
because of course like where are you putting that?
Yeah,
Like
you can't take
you
it on a
you're not-
plane.
I was saying, the most you could do is if you know you're coming back, and sometimes not all of them do, but if they do come back, you put in storage.
Or you
Like-
sublet your place. and
Sublet
it's
your place, yeah.
fully
a lot.
furnished or whatever. But there's still a lot that hits the streets.
Yep.
You know, because
No.
again, they don't care.
No,
It's mom and dad's money. It's endless,
I
right?
need mom and dad money.
I need mom and dad money.
You should be my mom. Where's my mom and dad money?
The endless pit of money.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
Isn't it what we all need? So make sure you donate at Ko-Fi for us. Give
Yes,
us our
go
mom
to
and dad
Ko-Fi
money.
and make a donation, because I am actually looking to buy some things for the parlor that are a little more pricey, but they'll add to the business. So
I'm just
yes,
looking to buy stuff. I have
I could use a
purpose.
few, angels to make a Ko-Fi donation.
Some saints to remove your cane.
Yes, to remove my cane. Yeah, because you go to ko-fi.com/goddess garage and you can make a donation. You can buy a service there. You can become a goddess on the Goddess Club,
Yes.
which is good. I have, I think, 3 now. 3
Gender
goddesses.
not inclusive, like.
Yeah, fluid, but you're still be called a goddess.
Yeah.
Either way.
We all have an inner goddess, don't
Exactly.
we all?
Well, we all
Regardless.
have an inner god too.
It's true.
Male, female. Yeah,
Matching energies.
exactly. The whole point is to balance those 2 energies
Yeah.
and have them playing nice with each other. We start with partnerships on this plane, but we actually have it within us too that we're supposed to balance.
There are 2 wolves inside your head.
That's right. Which one are you feeding?
Exactly.
Ah, The black wolf or the white wolf, or the tame wolf or the wild wolf. Those are often the two.
Yeah.
It's like the horses on the chariot. Sometimes they're sphinxes. They're usually black and white or gold and silver, that sort of thing, right? And that card is about balance and
I
keeping
think
control.
that concept as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything's about. I like balance in life.
Yeah, I have to post it. I got a 5-star review on Google yesterday.
Oh, nice.
So I got to post that up. She was such a lovely woman. She reached
Someone
out to me.
new?
Yeah, someone new. So I did it online. She reached out to me, and she said I popped up for some reason, and she just knew I needed to connect with her, and so we did. And her ancestors were holy jumpins,
Yelling at her.
yell at through me. Because I'm like, okay, I have a couple things I have to tell you because they won't stop.
It's like that scene
And
in
she's
Milan.
like, that sounds so like, a certain ancestor or
Yeah.
whatever. And so she loves tarot. So it was a nice reading because
Oh, nice.
she knew tarot too. So you can kind of shorthand it a little bit.
Yeah, I don't have to like go and explain every part. You know.
Yeah. And not that I mind doing that. I love doing that too. But it's
Sometimes
kind of
it's nice when you don't have to like.
Yeah, because every card, she's like, oh, yeah, I know that card, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, okay, here's the real message with this card.
Yeah.
Because someone's yelling at me.
Yeah, they're saying, "Listen, bitch."
Yeah, exactly. And one was really crusty and grumpy. And she's like, I know who that is.
There's always a crusty, grumpy one. You have to. Everyone has to have a grumpy one.
Yeah. But they were telling her piece of advice that she's like, yeah, that sounds right.
I knew that.
That resonates.
Yeah, and usually the advice is something you already know, but you've just ignored.
Yeah.
You're-
Or, like you think you're going the right way.
Yeah.
And then it's like, clearly it's not the right way. And then you sort of start to second guess yourself.
yeah, they don't trust what way you should go because like,
Yeah.
well, I thought it was this way, but no, it's now
It's
I'm not
like-
sure if it's this way or that way or.
Exactly. It's like putting on a blindfold and going into your living room thinking you know where everything is,
Oh,
but
God.
someone's rearranged it all. And you're like bumping into stuff going,
That's
what the
the
hell?
worst. It's funny how like when you move something small in your house and it throws you completely off.
Throws your rhythm off.
You're like, I didn't realize how often I stepped here. I bumped.
Yes.
I didn't bump things in here until I moved this one thing I thought would be super helpful here.
Yeah.
And it's thrown off my whole.
Or
rhythm.
sometimes that you rearrange it, you're like, oh yeah, this is a much better flow.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't realize how much I was accommodating for this
That's
piece
true.
of furniture.
I haven't rearranged. It's harder in a smaller space though to rearrange.
It is, yeah.
There's only so many configurations you can do.
I like every once in a while just to clear a room completely out, almost like short of furniture, right?
Yeah.
Like big furniture, but just to empty it and go, okay, what do I really
What
want
do
to
we-
put
what do
back
we
in
like
here?
here?
Yeah,
I know I should do that at some point, but the energy, the mental
Oh,
energy, and
yeah.
the physical energy
because
is just
it's not
daunting.
it's not a 1-day project.
No, you have to do this multiple day project.
Yeah, because unfortunately we had cockroaches in our apartment
Or
building,
Yes.
so they were spraying.
Homestead is a
bombing-
problem for that. Around
I've heard that.
Kingston.
And so they were bombing everybody's apartment, didn't matter who, right?
Sure.
Because, if you bomb one apartment, the cockroaches will
We'll move
leave
into the next
into
one.
the next apartment.
So everyone needs to be bombed.
Exactly.
Sounds
So
like-
to do that, we had to take everything out of the kitchen cupboards. Everything.
Oh,
and then you
jeez.
had to put it in your living room and tarp it.
So
right?
that nothing gets coated with
Yeah.
anything. Yeah.
So, and it's not like, oh, okay, it just takes it did take about a day to empty everything
Yeah.
out. And then it's tarp, but then you can't have a drink.
You can't do anything.
cook anything because, everything's tarped,
Everything's
right?
away.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then it took another day before they got to us.
Oh, jeez.
Because, they're going to
They-
do
they
as much
do
as
multiple-
they can.
yeah.
Yeah. So there's another day, you can't
Oh,
even have a
God,
drink. Like
that's-
I went to the dollar store and bought some disposable cups.
Oh, smart.
It's just like, okay, let's do that. And, we were like, save your McDonald's drink cup.
Because we're gonna reuse it
Exactly.
just for the next couple of days.
Exactly. So, yeah, so it was kind of nice clearing it all out though, because when I went to put everything back, because you also had to wash down all the cupboards. Which,
Yeah, well, because, yeah.
which I would have done even if they hadn't said
As
that's
it's
what
a
you
good
had to do.
excuse, because you'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, this is really dirty. I didn't even notice.
Exactly. And so then when I was putting stuff back in, I was reorganizing, of course, and there was a lot that I was purging.
Yeah,
Because it's like, why do I need this? I don't.
I was joking with that, and I'm like, I kind of wish we could move, just because
Yeah.
moving forces you to purge. Like, there's so many ways. Like, we've been slowly like purging, but then it's funny how quickly you build it back up again. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, you'll be like, okay, purged like this one drawer, how great, but then somehow you build up another pile in another room. And you're like,
Yeah.
well, now I have to go through and purge that pile, and then
Yeah.
while you've purged that pile, you've built another pile somewhere else. It's like,
Yeah.
why do I keep building piles everywhere?
Or
Stuff.
you start purging, like say you go into a closet, you start purging,
and then you
and then halfway through it,
You
you're
get
like, well, I could keep this.
get distracted by
You get dis-
memories.
yes, yes.
Oh, I
or,
totally forgot
I don't know
this
if
shirt.
this fits. Let me try it on.
Yeah.
Then it becomes a fashion
I did
show.
see someone though that did this where they went through, they put on every piece of clothing they owned. And
Oh,
if they
God.
like
That's
every
exhausting.
it is exhausting, but that was how they purged. Like if they didn't like it, if it didn't fit right,
They took
they
it
just
off
took it out and threw it out. And she was like, even though it was a lot, and this was like a fashion person, so they had like a lot of
Oh
clothing.
yeah, they have tons.
But they were like, it was worth it because it's like I actually went through and I was able to actually get stuff I was holding on to forever and ever and ever.
Because if I'm trying on a lot of different,
Well, it was like a
I get hot
multi.
and sweaty.
It was like a multi-series. Like she did this over like days. So she like
Okay.
it wasn't like because once again she was like a fashion like influencer. So she
Right.
like when I say she had a lot of clothing.
Yeah.
She had a lot. So it
Take
was
what you normally have and
yeah,
multiply it
but
by
she even
20.
like went through like, okay, these are all my jackets, and even like special styles of jackets. Like these are all my leather jackets. Like she did like
Oh,
that.
wow.
These are all my jeans, or like whatever.
Oh,
and she was
imagine
wore.
trying on every pair of jeans.
I have 2 pairs of jeans.
I'd be like, fuck it, just throw the rest out or just keep them.
I'm
and
not
we'll-
a big jean person. I have 2 pairs of jeans.
I have 2 pairs of jeans.
And then that's probably, and I rarely wear them though. I should maybe
I
say I
wear them
should.
fairly. I'm usually on the weekends is when I wear them, or a casual Friday.
Casual Friday. When you Michael Scott, yeah. He gets those jeans on. That's like Annabelle. I always think about Annabelle.
Oh, yeah?
She loves jeans.
Oh,
And
does
she
she?
does like something does transform in her when she wears jeans. Like she
Oh.
gets and it doesn't matter what kind of jean. Jean shorts, jean capris, full jeans.
Yeah.
She's just like she gets her hand in those pockets and she's just like
walking like she
she's
owns
just
it.
she's just feeling herself. Like she's like her most authentic self in jeans. She loves jeans. So if you're ever thinking what kind of
hilarious.
clothing to buy her jeans.
Buy her
she
jeans.
loves jeans.
Okay.
Which is funny because Lucy's the opposite. She's more like me. I'm like, jeans. Lucy is like also, jeans.
Right, right.
Annabelle though, jeans.
Does she like jean jackets too? Like
yeah,
or-
jean jackets. We both have They both have jean jackets. Although I might have to get Lucy a new one next year because she's getting to the point where like this might be her last year potentially.
okay,
like that.
yeah.
But yeah, she has a jean jacket and she loves it. Aunt Lucy loves her jean jacket and she has a denim shirt that she really likes too.
Oh,
But
denim
denim on the bottom is just
Right.
a no go.
Ever see those people that wear all denim? Like,
The denim tuxedos.
I
saw-
haven't seen the denim tuxedos.
Well, no, but that's what it means when you wear like denim, like denim
that's
on
what
the top
it's
and denim on the
called.
bottom.
Yeah,
The
denim.
Canadian tuxedo, or I guess it's a
Yeah.
Canadian tuxedo, right?
Yeah, that's not a good look.
No, I've seen that, and I'm like,
it's too much
it
denim.
is too much denim. I did see that in the wild a few times, and I was like, what do we do? Because it used to be popular, right, in the early 2000s, and of course everything's
Oh,
coming
and
back now.
Remember when you would make a purse out of old denim
Oh, yeah.
jeans?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I saw one of those recently,
Oh my
and I was
God.
like.
Those were awful.
I've seen so many things that have come back from like early 2000s. And I'm like, I don't know if was I taking the bus stop or I was just walking past someone who was going to the bus stop maybe to get to the car.
Yeah.
And I had to like stop and take a double take because I was like, the outfit was like total early 2000s. And I was just like, oh, no, not ready for that. I just like
Yeah.
shook my head and just continued on like, no, it wasn't a good
I
look
hope
then.
the 80s never come back. Those geometric, bold
I see.
colors.
I wouldn't mind the 80s except for the shoulder pads.
Shoulder pads and too big. Usually big shirts that were
See,
too
I
big.
didn't. Some of the parts of the 80s I wouldn't mind. Just as the 2000s, there's parts of it I wouldn't mind.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it all comes around though. It's all gonna come back, no matter what we want. It's gonna come
When
back.
are Edwardian dresses gonna come back? Or,
I feel like that's not gonna come back. People do it now.
like, when women would always wear full length dress.
I know a few people. I have a few friends that just only wear dresses, like skirts or dresses. They don't wear pants.
But they don't have like the crinoline underneath or the corsets or whatever.
No, I mean there are pockets of people who are into that type of fashion.
Into corsets.
I think it's just more so.
But not in the same way that they did in Victorian
I
times.
highly doubt. I don't want to say for sure, but I highly doubt that kind of fashion will be something that ever becomes like a mainstream circle around.
Yeah, I think full length dresses, they're never coming back.
No, like there's certain styles that just will not come back. I think there'll be features. And
Oh.
although that being said, the prairie dresses were really big, and those look hideous.
Yeah, those do.
Those were
they're not flattering.
they're just flower bigs on your body.
They
Like,
are,
They were really. I think it was Target or Walmart, or I want to say it was Target.
Okay,
I saw
that was
it on
selling them?
They was selling them, and they looked just hideous. I mean, don't buy
Like
from.
you look like a Mormon wife.
Yeah, and that's what people were saying. They're trying to push this
Mormon look.
Mormon lifestyle and.
Oh my goodness. No. Actually, I'm watching this show. I just started watching it. So it's a documentary.
About Mormons?
No, not about Mormons. It's actually it's horrific because it's
Oh,
a British guy.
great.
He
It's
had 10
horrific.
kids and he
10 kids,
killed
Jesus Christ.
like 2 of them and buried them in his backyard. Yeah. So
So it got too costly and it slimmed down.
yeah, I don't know. But anyways, I
That's
just watched the
terrible.
first episode. So, they in this kind of documentary they
Why
used
are
to
you
rent
watching
rooms to lodgers, right?
Okay.
And it's all in Britain. It's 25 Cromwell Street. So it's become an infamous address.
Oh, shocking. Okay.
So one of the girls, she was a runaway and she rented a room there. So they wanted to talk to her and what was the family life like and blah, blah, and what was this husband like and blah, blah. So she's in a beautiful room. Looks like a library.
Yeah.
She's, not hideous looking, but not, you wouldn't look at her and go, she's super pretty
She's
or anything.
gorgeous.
But she's wearing a dress that looks like she's going to a wedding.
Oh.
And I'm like, aren't you a little overdressed for this? And it was like an off the
it was
shoulder
the nice
kind of thing.
The
like
nicest
this.
dress she owned. She was like, I'm going to wear this for my TV performance.
It looked like, because the address that she was living at, she was a runaway. So she's older now. She's an adult.
Yeah.
And it was like a rundown ghetto type place.
Okay.
Right? So, people that didn't have a lot of money, but she's obviously said, I'm going to be on TV. I'm going to be in a movie. I'm wearing my best dress. And her best dress is like this super like
elaborate dress that God knows how long she's had.
And it doesn't
for.
go with the no makeup, hair up in a ponytail look
that's
that
even
she's
worse.
got on her
It'd
head.
almost be better if you were at least fully done up. So at least like you're totally completed. So just feeling like I'm putting on my nicest dress and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all you're getting from me.
Exactly. And it's just like, oh my dear, what are you wearing? Like, come on. It's like you
jeez.
would have been fine in a t-shirt or a, like
A
even
nice
a
blouse.
yeah, a nice
or
blouse, like you would have looked
something
more
sweater,
normal.
nice sweater depending on the
Because the
temperature.
dress was very distracting.
It's like, I'm supposed to be listening to this horrific story, but all I can think about was your dress.
Yeah, exactly. And
I'm
like I
surprised
said,
she
it
hasn't
was-
been memed.
Yeah, because it was even worse and more accentuated with the no makeup, hair up in a ponytail.
So, yeah, it does look
like you're
weird.
about to go clean to the bathroom in your good good formal dress.
Like, just a child trying on mama's clothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on TV.
I'm gonna be on TV, Mom. Give me your best
Netflix,
dress.
everybody watch me.
Why do you always watch the most horrific stuff, though?
Because I love the horrific stuff. I like if I was in another life, I probably would have been a forensic psychologist.
No.
I've always wanted to know what is inside the person's mind that makes them say this is okay. Because even the dad, they showed some of the, or they played some of the tapes, because this was back in 1994, so they didn't always have video.
Yeah.
But they played
Like
the
some of the
tapes
ones they have.
of the interviews that they did with him.
Oh, okay.
And they said, he at one point they're starting to dig up his back garden, right?
Yeah.
So he goes back because he's agreed he's going to show them where to dig for this one girl. This is the first one they know about. They don't know about others yet. It's his
These were
daughter.
his children?
It was
Jeez.
his daughter that Heather was her name. So he said, yeah, this is where I buried her. And who was it? So in England, you get what's called an appropriate adult. So that is someone who kind of comes in and makes sure you're getting everything that you're supposed to get, that you're comfortable,
clothed,
you're
you're
not
fed,
being abused,
yeah.
and all that kind of stuff, right? They're not your lawyer, so they're not going to give legal advice,
Yeah.
but they're just going to make sure you get all the things you should get.
you're scanning. Okay.
Yeah. And so she's there, and he at the dig site, and he keeps winking at her. And she said afterwards, when they were back in the jail, she said, what was that look about? Like, you were kind of smiling and winking at me. He's like, did you not see the bone sticking up? And it was a bone from another body that they hadn't figured
missed.
out.
Oh my god.
Because how they figure it out is they come out with 3 hubris. Is it called a hubris bone?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So they end up with 3 hubris bones, and they're like, okay,
Something's not adding up here. I gotta go back, I guess. That's just great.
yeah. So that's when they figure out, oh,
Ugh.
there's more than one body here.
That's just terrible.
But he's winking and smiling at his appropriate adult,
Oh my god.
going, did you not see the bone sticking up by the back door?
That's mess.
And it's like, what the hell is wrong with you? But again, it fascinates me. Like, what's in your mind that makes you think this is okay?
I don't think I'd want to.
Because, you know, like, we've all agreed as humans that murder is wrong. But some of our humans go, no, I'm okay with it.
Well, I mean, yeah.
You know? It's like, what is not functioning? What's not firing to make you go, no, whatever, right? Because I
Yeah.
think she was 14.
God.
You know, so she wasn't like a...
Little kid.
Yeah, yeah. Because there was another girl in there that was one of the lodgers, pregnant by the dad.
Oh my god.
He said she was a problem. She was 17. And he killed her too. Fully pregnant.
Oh my god. Okay.
And he was using phrases like she fell pregnant. And I'm like, how do you fall pregnant?
Yes,
like she
every
fell on
time
your
I
dick?
trip, every time I trip, I just land up pregnant. I don't understand what happens.
like she fell pregnant. It's like, I mean, I know that's a turn of phrase.
I never
but
got that phrase. Like, you don't just fall into a pool of fertility, come out pregnant. Woo!
Yeah, right?
Just took a dip. I fell into a pool.
Yeah.
Came
Now
out.
I'm pregnant.
Now I'm pregnant.
Don't go swimming, girls.
Yeah.
You might get pregnant.
You never know what could happen.
Oh my goodness.
Don't
Yeah.
trip around boys. Don't know what'll happen.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so yeah, I love those kind of shows.
No.
Because I've watched every horror show on Netflix now. Or at least I've started. There's a few that, like, I'm not going to get through this because this is a horrible show. Like,
Oh, so you do have a line.
well, it's badly filmed. It's not even
My
the
God.
story's wrong. It's that the production quality.
is too terrible
shit.
for you to tolerate.
So
The
I don't want-
horrific trauma of these stories.
I find it cathartic. I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, there are a lot of people who like true crime.
Yeah. I'm one of those.
Not.
I don't read true crime, and I don't read a lot of detective novels. The only time I've read detective novels is if I'm in a book club and they're making me read it.
No, I was like, fine, I guess I'll read it.
Exactly. I mean, I am finishing up one that's not really a detective story, but it's an interesting, like, she had to look for clues. She's writing a biography. It's called The 13th Tale.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's a really good book. I liked it. Did I give you the other one, The Historian? Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Have
you did. I have not started it. No, I have
Okay.
1,000,001 books.
Yeah,
in my
I'm
life.
with you. I got a stack about this high by
I know.
my bedside. It keeps going down, but then I'll add a couple
Well,
more.
it doesn't help too because I do a lot of ebooks, so I have a lot of
Yeah,
ebooks.
I don't do ebooks very. I do audiobooks sometimes.
I do like audiobooks, and if you are on Kindle, if you do Kindle, I know some people have issues with that, but you can do the assisted reader. So if you don't want to buy an audiobook, you can get the book through Kindle and do the assisted reader, and it will read it for you. Now I will say it's not,
Audiobooks do that.
well, no, but no, that's what I'm saying. Like it's an audiobook, but it's not an audiobook because an
Oh.
audiobook uses a voice actor.
Oh yes, they do.
So this is an assistant reader. So it's just like an automated, whatever Alexa voice
oh, okay.
who's reading it for you. So it's not as pleasant, of course.
Right.
It's not a voice actor.
Yeah, it's not Morgan Freeman
It's not
reading
Morgan
it to
Freeman.
you.
It's not the emotion. And although I will say sometimes some of the words that they
Like
like,
they do the funny voices for each character.
unfortunately not. But sometimes when she says certain words are really funny because I'm like, that's not how you say that word, but I know what you're trying to say. And
I when GPS tries to pronounce Cataraqui.
oh my God, what's it say?
I can't remember what it says, but it doesn't say it right.
I want to now look it up and see what it says, but it is helpful. So if you don't want to pay an arm and a leg for like doing like the physical book and the audiobook, because I often switch back and forth, because if I'm walking or if I'm doing dishes or something, cooking, I'll listen to the audio part of the book. But if I'm sitting down or whatever, I'll read it physically, because I read faster than it does for, like, I process it faster when I read it than if I'm listening to it. Even when I speak, because if I speak too fast, then I'm like, okay, now it's too fast.
I've actually done it so it's reading to me and I'm looking at the book too.
See, you can do that on Kindle.
Okay.
I mean, once again, it is a bit more robotic of a voice, but it's still just enough to, like...
He went into the
Well, it's not quite that bad. It's like a Siri voice, so there is, like,
things have improved a lot. Like, we used to have the computer store.
Yeah.
And the first, like, robot voice command things were very, like, robotic.
I am your assistant.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, that's not quite the way we say things. Like, and intonation and tone and stuff really makes a difference.
It does. I will say that.
Yeah, because Mark, one time, because he speaks different languages. So there was, I believe it was a Chinese couple that came in. And he only knows a little bit of Mandarin.
Yeah.
And he said a couple of words. No, it was an Arabic couple. That's what it was. So he's really excited because he loves to practice his Arabic, and it's rare for him to
I was not gonna say, yeah.
And the people that live in our building that speak Arabic, they don't speak the kind of Arabic that he knows.
So he doesn't have practice there because I'm not the one I know.
Exactly. So this couple, he's saying, he's trying to say table because he's in a furniture store.
I'm so concerned about what he said.
And no, he's like, this is a table and 4 chairs, is what he was trying to say to him. And the grandmother of this couple was kind of like, no, you say like this, like table. And he's like, table. And she's like, no, it's table. And he's like, table. No, it's table. And he's like, I'm saying exactly what I'm hearing.
I don't know how else I'm supposed to say this, because I'm pretty sure I'm saying exactly how you're saying it.
But she kept saying, no, he's not saying it quite right. And like, languages like that, like a lot of Eastern type languages have a lot in, like, they can say the same word, but if you say it high or low, it has a different meaning. And so he's like, I don't know what the fuck I was doing wrong, but clearly she did not say it.
Something I was not following.
Yeah. But then he had a German client come in a few days ago, and he said a German sentence that he knows. And the guy said, you spoke that with a flawless accent.
He's always done that, though.
Yeah.
He's always had, like, flawless accents.
It's like, if I heard you just say that, I would think you were German, right? And
that's pretty impressive.
And he said, the line that he said was, this is the only thing I know how to say in German.
That's hilarious.
But he also knows I speak a little German, and this is the only line I say in German.
I know. That's fine.
But he does know more German than he claims, because he had a German name.
Well, I remember that. He used to know it fluently.
Yeah, almost fluently, not quite, but yeah,
pretty close.
Learned it when he was young, so it's
still there. If you practice enough, it'd probably come back a lot faster.
Oh, yeah.
Especially since he does
when
do such
we
a
went
good
to
job.
Prague, he started practicing his German again, and he had a handle on it, because we were supposed to go to Germany, but we ended up staying in Prague the whole time.
Because you liked it so much.
Yeah. So he's like, well, we got to go back. We got to go to Germany.
Go to Germany, practice your...
Yeah, so wherever we go, he likes to practice. Because he did that when we went to Mexico. He practiced his Spanish to the point where they machine gunned it back at him, and he can't hear it as fast as, like,
it's hard to process it the same way, because you have to kind of almost translate it. It's not automatic, right?
It's like if we speak English to someone who doesn't know it very well, we're speaking a lot faster than they can pick it up.
That's true.
So you kind of have to slow down. But the concierge who was there said, I thought you spoke fluent Spanish because your Spanish was, perfect.
Wow.
So it's like,
how many compliments can the man get on his accent?
Oh, yeah. When he learns a language, he wants to learn it like as if he was a native of that language.
Wow.
Because he doesn't want to just do the anglicized version of that language. So it's very important to him to speak the right tones and accents and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Apparently, though, not saying tables.
Yeah, but table he doesn't have down.
Table he does not have down. Arabic he really needs to work on. Especially that table word.
Well, his uncle was the one that translated Microsoft software
yeah.
into Arabic and French because he speaks both.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, yeah.
I am lucky to speak English clearly
Yeah,
on a good
yeah.
day. So
Me too. She had Papa on Gaelic.
that'd be good.
See if you can master Gaelic. That's a fucked up
Yeah,
language.
as you were just talking, and Mohawk, as you were saying too.
Yeah, Mohawk's a very difficult language, they say. But like I said, some people can speak it, and I'm very impressed that they can. There's a guy from Tyendinaga, I think it is, that gets on like every week and does one word in Mohawk, and says it repeatedly and uses it in sentences, tells you what it means, all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And he says it slowly, so you can kind of
Oh,
follow
practice
along
it?
with him.
That's-
So that's kind of cool.
They had a thing going like that at the school. They have an email going around for the school board for anyone that would want to learn Mohawk. They had that going on as
Oh,
well.
okay.
And I was thinking about signing the girls up for it, but I'm like, well, they're still doing French and they're doing English. So I'm like, maybe I shouldn't like put too much more.
Yeah, but I mean, it'd be great for them to be exposed, especially
Yeah.
since they've sort of, they're at that age where they absorb it
Yeah,
anyways.
I might do it next year because like at this
Yeah.
point we're at the end of the year. But if they do
Yeah.
it again next year, I think I will.
Yeah, that'd be very cool. And, a lot of native languages are dying languages.
Yeah,
So it'd be nice. If
But I
they-
thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
They had it open for everyone, but obviously they like those with indigenous like
would have
background-
sort of first dibs.
first dibs, and then if there was more space, then
Yeah, yeah.
others. But like obviously they would have first pick,
Yeah, yeah.
first dibs. So
Absolutely. Because it got beaten out of a lot of natives. They
Yes.
weren't allowed to speak their own language.
yeah, so it got lost, just like any a lot of different things. Unfortunately, why is this dirty? Is this coffee grounds? This is from your spell.
Oh yeah, this is from the spell
like,
class last
what are
night.
you
I thought
doing?
I kind of
Why don't
it's
like
just
it
coffee.
me?
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I'll have to fluff out the tablecloth or whatever.
I do that with my bed sheet all the time. I don't know why my bed. I think it's because the kids jump on it a lot. And then,
Oh, they're dirty feet.
and they're dirty. They're disgusting. Children are so
They
gross.
are
So I love my children, but they're so gross.
walking petri dishes.
They really are. The things they do, I'm just
I
like,
still
ugh.
remember the time Lucy's telling you a story. She's sitting right here. She's like, and mom, and so, achoo, and she's just right in your
Oh
face.
my god, the number of times they do things like that.
And I was just like, oh my god.
I know.
And you were like, oh, did that really happen?
I know. I'm still teaching them. They're like, okay, blow. And then Lucy has this habit now where she's so gassy, she's always farting. And for some reason, she always chooses to fart beside me. And I'm like, can it go anywhere else
Yeah.
but me? Like, we have so many others. Like, let it out if you need to. But why is it always to be
Yeah,
beside
don't hold
me?
it in. But my mom would go to the washroom and fart
That's
in there.
what I tell her.
Yeah.
I'm like, go to the washroom or something. We're outside.
Or
She
gets
would-
away in the wind.
Nature or something. Why does it always have to be near me? One time she farted and the fan was blowing this way. And she's going, the fan will blow away. I'm like, the fan is blowing
Right on me.
It's like your fart is coming to me. It's the opposite.
Exactly. Oh, my
Terrible.
God.
Love my children, but they're terrible.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely terrible, but they're great, but also terrible.
Yeah, yeah. The things we do, right?
Right? Jesus. Kids are
I
great.
used to wipe your ass.
I know. Some nasty poops.
Yes. Oh,
And there's
God,
still
yeah.
sometimes I've had to wipe their butts. So I'm like, well,
Yeah,
you need to learn.
doesn't stop when diapers come off.
It doesn't, because
No.
sometimes you'll like look at the underwear. I'm like,
Yeah,
you're doing
yeah.
something right.
We need a lesson here.
Yeah, I've
Come on in.
I know.
show you how
I've
it's
had
done.
to do that a few times. Like you have to wait till it's come. I have, Mom. Like your underwear tells me a different story. I'm just gonna say that
Liar.
right now. You can say
I have evidence.
yeah. Exhibit A.
Exactly.
It's like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, yeah.
Kids are so gross.
They are.
They do the grossest things. The girls, when they were first starting to potty train, because we still let them have diapers like at night, of course,
Yeah.
because the kids can't hold it.
Yeah.
But they were relatively potty trained where they knew to go in the toilet and they knew how to wipe and flush.
Yeah.
But they had this weird habit at night or whatever. They would throw their diapers behind the toilet. But the way our thing is, it was kind of blocked, so you couldn't really see. And for the longest, and thankfully I would regularly clean. And I'd be like, it took me a while though, because I was like, what is under here? And I found like diaper after diaper after diaper. And I was like, Are you both doing it, first of all? Because like, it has not been that long since I've cleaned behind her.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so gross.
And
And
then
then,
like even a few days, that's 6 diapers behind the toilet.
right? And I was just like, why?
Yeah,
why?
what makes you think they just magically disappear?
I don't know why. Yeah, but like, and there's a garbage can right there. So
Yeah.
just throw it in the garbage. Why are you shoving it in the back like it's a secret that I've put a diaper on you? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. They thought they weren't supposed to use them. Like, why would I put them on you if you're not supposed
Yeah.
to use them?
I mean, I get it if you use them.
Because it was like overnight. Because I'm like, well, they're not gonna be able to hold it at night.
No,
And
they
then-
don't always know how to do that.
And you don't
they-
realize until you're kind of doing it already.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, kids.
Well, on that note, I think we're gonna go.
I think we are, yeah. So enjoy your potty
Yes.
training if
Yes.
you have children.
If you have children, tell us your potty training stories.
Yes.
Have you found diapers in weird spots?
I bet you have. Every parent has.
Or you used to wrap up like the
Oh, yeah,
diaper,
you like
and
make
you
a-
put it on the back of the couch.
Oh, yeah.
Because you were busy and you're like, okay, let's
Yeah,
go.
I'll
And
get
you'd
back.
forget, and then
Yeah.
it would roll in the back, like,
Yeah.
and it was on the floor behind the couch, and then you'd be like, what's smelling?
I've definitely done things like that before. I was usually pretty good, but there were definitely
Yeah.
times where like, okay, or like I'd put it on the floor and I didn't, like, cause I'm like, oh, I'll put it on the floor, and then without meaning to, I'd kick it.
Oh
And
god.
then I'd be underneath the couch, and I'm like, did I have a diaper? Like, where the hell? I'm like, and but you're like mom brain thinking like, I must have just thrown it out already.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
as soon as it's out of sight,
Out of mind.
out of mind. All right. Well, hopefully you have better luck with your own children.
Yes.
Diapers and potty training and
All those challenges.
all the disgusting farts.
And thank you for being here, and please like our video,
Comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
Go on Ko-Fi if you'd like.
Yeah, and you can find us, just type in Goddess Garage and you'll find everything Goddess Garage
Yeah.
related.
And what you can do or not do.
Yeah, on Facebook, Instagram, Ko-Fi,
Yeah.
YouTube,
YouTube.
all the
TikTok.
places.
I think you
I'm technically on TikTok.
technically on TikTok, but I don't think anything gets updated on that.
No,
so don't
no,
do
no.
that one.
I was supposed
Instagram
to
and
have
Facebook.
someone that was going to do it for me, but they haven't.
Mm.
So, it is what it is.
It is what it is. It's fine. You can find us on YouTube and
Yeah, find us on all the mainstreams.
all the main
anyways.
things. All the ones that
Like I
most
say,
people-
Nana can't keep up with everything.
No.
All your hula hoops and your rock and roll.
You darn punks.
Exactly. You kids, get off my lawn.
Yeah. Oh my God. There was an old lady like that in our neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, and when you were a kid, there
Yeah,
was. Yeah.
yeah.
She wouldn't let you walk on her lawn,
She
not
was
even the
so-
corner.
She was so rude.
Yeah,
She
and
was
she would
so-
stand right at her door
She
and
was
watch.
nasty. And her yard wasn't even that nice. I don't
No.
know what the issue was. It wasn't like some beautiful garden. It was like
No,
pretty,
no. It was pretty plain. It was small.
It was small. It wasn't.
She'd get out there and dig up her dandelions because she didn't want a dandelion
The
on the
dandelions are so nice.
They
though.
are nice. So why are you
They're
digging
good
those
for
up?
your stomach.
But she was a grumpy old woman.
yeah, she was a grumpy.
I had a few words with her.
I remember because I remember one time she traced me at me or Marcella or something. She was mean. I can't remember
Yeah.
what the situation was. I don't know if we fell into her yard or something, or
Yeah.
I don't remember what happened. But yeah,
Yeah, I remember going mama bear on her
Yeah,
ass
she was
at one point.
She's a real rude B word. Let's just say that. Anyways, we will finally let you go. We always
Yeah.
have to say at least goodbye 5 times and then
And then
continue
keep talking.
another story until we finally end it for real.
Yes, like you say, a Canadian goodbye.
Canadian goodbye.
Just walk you right to the car as we keep talking.
Yeah. This is walking you to the car.
That's right.
All right. Have a good one, everyone.
Bye. Here we go.
No.